All right, guys, let's talk reels. And we are at the right spot here, the fishing show and in the Shimano booth. And questions we always get on the podcast. First of all, gear ratios, we get a lot of that. And what reel should I buy? Seriously, what reel should you buy, depending on the type of fishing you do? And we got the right guy here today. Look at those beauties right there. We're going to get into each one of those and what you could maybe use those for, benefits, etc. We got Colin Killen here. Colin, let's just chat here because because I'm sure you've had that question here a million times already.
Yes, sir.
But let's go through some of the let's say environments is what I use, and there's probably a better word, but situations for particular reels. First of all, give us a rundown of what we're looking at here.
Yeah, so we got 3 reels set up right here. We got the Tranx 150. The Tranx we specifically designed this for the Texas inshore fishermen, the wade fishermen. It's been our best-selling reel across the territory all along South Texas, man. This thing is a tank. We have the new Curado 200M. I'll go into what makes the M different from the previous generations, and then we have the new Stradic FM, which is an upset from the Stradic FK that we have, or the FL that we had out for a couple years.
Right. All right. Let's pick up the Tranx there and show me what we're looking at. I've got a Tranx. I swear by it. I did a couple of videos earlier talking about it, but I've got the expert here right now. So what are we looking at?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, like I said, the Tranx 150, we specifically designed this for the Texas inshore fishery. It is an aluminum frame with graphite side plates. This reel comes in at 6.7 ounces.
Okay.
Inside the gear housing, you have giant brass gears. Then you have a solid spool, and I'll get into the solid spool here in a second. But one of the biggest differences that sets this reel apart from other reels that we have in the Shimano family is that I'll pop this side plate.
Yeah, I got familiar with that real quick when I was tuning mine.
Yeah, so when you pop actually the side plate open and you look at the spool shaft, we actually have a bushing right here instead of a bearing. So we realized that when we have a solid spool compared to a biffle spool like we have in other series, like the Bantam, Titanium, Aldebarans, all those other great reels that we have, moisture actually seeps into the reel from the spool. So we went with a solid spool to eliminate the moisture getting inside the spool shaft.
Gotcha.
Is also what we noticed is that the first bearing that always goes out is the spool shaft bearing, and it has the most direct contact with salt water. So we went ahead and put a bushing right there. This reel is still incredibly smooth. I believe this reel has 14 pounds of drag, so it's perfect for any of the inshore species that we have. Redfish, trout, specks. If you're fishing down south, you can target snook and all kind of fun stuff with this. If you're looking to catch a bull red, this reel still has plenty of power to handle the bull.
So what I'm hearing is versatility here.
Absolutely.
And wade fishermen, but I wade fish, but most of my fishing is on the flats down in Aransas Pass. It works like a champ. So the versatility here, which kind of fisherman is buying this? Because there are levels of fishermen as well, like how often they go. It's reliable, so I'm guessing once you get this, doesn't matter if you fish every day or if you fish once a month, it's still going to be able to perform.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're a guy that goes once a month, once a year, this reel's perfect. If you're the pro that goes out, fishes 360 days a year, this reel is going to fit all your needs. It is extremely durable, reliable. We've had almost no issues with any of the products with it. It has been a fantastic reel for us.
All right. So why would this one come into play?
So right here, this is the Curado 200M. Again, a little difference between the Tranx and the Curado 200. The Tranx is the 150 size, where the Curado M is a 200. So it's a little bit bigger, it has a little bit wider frame, a little bit deeper spool, more line capacity.
Okay.
Now, the biggest difference mechanically between the Tranx and the Curado M is the Curado M has our micro modular gear.
Okay.
Now, what micro modular is, it's where the teeth on the gear are a little bit smaller. So when the drive gear and the pinion gear meet, there's more surface area and it takes less inertia to get the whole system, to get the spool and everything spinning.
So it's bigger, but you could probably throw it all day too.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's easy.
I think this comes in at 7.2 ounces or 6.9, so it's a little bit heavier than the Tranx, but it is bigger. Now, another feature that the Curado M has that the Tranx does not, the new Curado M has our MGL3 spool.
Okay.
MGL is not magnesium, it stands for Magnolite, which is There's a Shimano technology, you guys get what I'm trying to say here. Just got caught up on my tongue. This spool is very low inertia. So it can cast heavy baits as well as light baits very easily.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more diverse. In my personal opinion, it handles lighter stuff. So if you're throwing 16th ounce jig heads, 4-inch plastic and stuff like that, it handles it a little bit better than the Tranx.
Okay. So that's the next question I'm going to have on all these reels. Who's buying this?
This is.
I know everybody can use it,
Yeah,
but like specifically like this, if you do this, you got to have this reel.
Yeah, if you're throwing a little bit lighter stuff, I'm going to recommend the Curado just with the MGL3 spool because it is a lighter weight spool that takes less inertia to get going.
Yeah.
I would recommend the MGL3 spool.
Perfect.
Over it.
That's what our listeners want to know. All right. Hey, look, a spinning reel.
Yeah, and a spinning reel, man.
Hey, look at that.
So we released this year, last year at ICAST.
What is this?
This is the Stradic FM. Everyone is familiar with the Stradic. It has been a legacy reel. It has been one of our top sellers for many, many years. We still have a one-piece aluminum frame on it. But the biggest difference between this and previous generation Stradics is that we now have an infinity drive gearing system. So the way Shimano works is we have trickle-down technology. So when we release new technology, we started in our flagship reels, the Interiors, the Stellas, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And as new series comes out, we trickle that technology down into our more affordable price point reels.
Right. That's fantastic. And this, of course, a lot of people in Florida, but in terms of our purposes, South Texas, you're throwing into the wind.
Absolutely. Spinning reels are actually becoming more and more popular, even in the upper coast.
Sure.
Even though our sales show that South Texas has more spinning reel sales, we're seeing it more and more popular up here on the upper coast.
Yeah.
If you're a guy and you ain't scared of fishing 25-mile-an-hour wind,
that's the one.
This is the one.
Yeah. That's the one right there. All right, so one more thing before I let you go on all three of these reels, gear ratios. It's an age-old question. Frankly, fishermen have a lot of ego, and they won't always admit that they don't know exactly what they're looking at. Like you can say it. I mean, you don't have to say it. I will. They're like, oh, it's a 6, and then they're like, talk us through the ratios here.
Yeah, so all of our casting reels nowadays, we offer in a 6, 7, and an 8 gear ratio. So what the gear ratio is, so this one in my hand is a 6-3 to 1. So what that means is when I turn this handle one time, the spool is going to spin 6.3 times.
Yeah.
The 6 is the slower end. 8 is on the fastest. The most common is our what we call the HG, a high gear, which is a 7.2 to 7.4 to 1, depending on the series.
Yeah.
But as to why someone may want a slower or a faster.
Right. That's the next question.
If you're fishing in the wintertime, the water's cold, the fish are inactive, I recommend a slower reel.
Why is that?
It's a slower presentation. It's a lot easier for me to slow down.
It kind of beats the human element.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
I don't know.
Because we get excited and we want to.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, man.
No, it's not just you.
But I have a hard time slowing down.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier for me to go with our 6 gear ratio. If I need to slow down, I present a slower presentation.
Yeah.
Now the HG is the most universal we have because it's faster than the 6, not quite as fast as the 8. If you're looking to get one reel, I recommend the HG.
Okay.
Now, if you're
all environments, all situations.
The one thing is, I can only reel in so fast. I can always slow down, even though it's hard. I can always slow down.
Yeah. Well, that's great stuff, man. All right, that's Colin Killen here at the Shimano booth. And frankly, that's some of the best information we've been able to present to you guys on the reels and gear ratios and what might be right for you. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And we're going to talk to you next time. Shimano, man, it's the way to go.